Enoch sir, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Now I can hear you.
Okay, sir. Good evening and a very warm welcome to each one of you. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to the eighth day of our intensive workshop on SPSS and Amos. Over the past week, we have embarked on an enlightening journey together, diving deep into the intricate domain of statistical analysis for quantitative research. I would like to take this opportunity to express our gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Dr. R. Gowtham, who have shared his invaluable knowledge and expertise with us yesterday. His guidance has been instrumental in making this workshop a success. As we move forward with today's agenda, I encourage you all to continue engaging actively, ask questions, and make the most of this learning experience. Remember, the true value of this workshop lies not just in the information shared, but in the application of that knowledge in real world scenarios. In conclusion, let's make today another productive day of learning and discovery. I wish you all the best for the session ahead and look forward to seeing the innovative ways in which you will apply these powerful statistical tools in your research work. Once again, I welcome you all and a particular welcome to Dr. Gautam. Sir, we can start the session and over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Good evening, all. So happy to meet you all on the second day of this intensive workshop. And I hope now my Amos screen is visible for each and every one of you. So today we will be discussing the confirmatory factor analysis with the single order construct and the multi constructs, so that tomorrow we can directly go into mediation moderation aspects, so that if you blend what I have taught and what Rajesh sir has taught, I think you will get an overview of what we have been doing. So I hope you must have been introduced to this graphics. And so the first thing that you have to do whenever you are planning to run a confirmatory factor analysis, the basic requirement is data, right? The basic requirement is data. So I would suggest to click on this option on the right hand side. You can just observe things, right? There is an option on the right hand side called as select data files, right? There is an option called as select data files. You can click on that select data files and click on file name. Select data files and click on file name, and naturally this dialog box will open up, and you have to load your SPSS data here. Now, how do I get this Amos? Of course, no, it has to be a trial version. So for that, what you can do, you can just go to uh, Google, you can type IBM Amos, right? IBM Amos. If you just go and type IBM Amos, so you will find this particular web page coming out, right? So you find here, you can either go here directly, or you can also click on this here and go. So better to do that. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to click on SPSS Amos just to see. And one suggestion that would be here is that it is always better that your SPSS version more or less aligns with your Amos version, right? That is something I personally feel that would be recommendable. What does that mean? For example, I'll say you use SPSS 26 version, then I would say better go with Amos also with that version. So I think that would feasible, but you have to check. But I don't think every time they go in hand in hand. But I would say that is the most feasible one, right? If you feel there, maybe you can also no harm in using a little old version, but don't go very old, right? That is what I'm uh, trying to tell you all, right? You will have a free trial here, right? If I just click on this free trial, it will ask you for a download button, and you have to fill in your details, and you just have to create an account. Once it was like Amos used to give you, I think the IBM used to give you something called as a setup file, and through which you can just even without internet you can just no, you can just download and install it. But I think now it has to make it more little more protective because of so many uh, ethical issues arising, right? I think no, they have no configured with your internet connectivity. So I think because this experience we had when we were when I was asking my students, especially with SPSS, we had this. Why? Because last time when I asked my students to install SPSS trial version, they do installed it, and it was the latest version, which was 29. And I think they used the Wi-Fi in their hostels, and they have installed it. When they came to the campus and they are trying to open it, it is not opening because of that network change. That's what we felt. Then when I asked them to go back to their hostels and try to do it from there, it was working for them. So that is always so we have to be a little more careful here, but it's always good. All right. So you can sign up here. I think naturally you will get a link. That link is specifically generated according to the mail ID that you have provided, and you will get a link and you can proceed with the further steps. So this is something that I would want you all to keep in person. If you are somewhere good, you feel you could purchase it, I would recommend most welcome. You're most advised to get the versions, and you could see the versions being given here, right? Three different versions they are offering: standard, professional, and premium. What is there in the standard package? What is there in the professional package? What is there in a premium package? Everything is given out here, right? So ideally you can look upon that and you can proceed further, right? You can proceed further. So that is your no, because sometimes if, or you can also suggest your institution, right? If you feel it is very costly, maybe institution can buy and make a common repository, common place. It may be in a lab, in a particular system. You can recommend your institution to install, so that whenever you need, not only you, any researchers in your institution need, they can utilize this. All right, it's a kind of an investment which uh, they do actually. So there are different versions and the pricings are also given here. Yeah. So you can explore these options with, see, there is a specific column for academic plans for students, faculty, and even for universities. Specifically, they are giving. So you can check out all these and maybe you can consider buying them. It's always good, right? These kinds of investments you can make actually at the individual level also, or at the university level also. This I think we already saw this. All right. Yes. So now what is the next important thing? As I told you earlier, once you click on this, you click on file name, you have to open the data. Once you open the data and click OK, and you should be capable of seeing this here, right? you should be capable of seeing all the variables here, right? You should be capable of seeing all the variables here, right? And also this one is very much important. Just see, once it is loaded, this name will come. Group number 1, SPSS, the file name, whatever file name that you have given, that should come, and the sample size will also naturally come, right? Yes. Now, once this is done, the very important step, whenever you are doing an analysis, right? Amos requires you to it requires you to save the file. Otherwise, it will show some error. It will show it will show some you cannot run the analysis all system. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click on this file option and I will click on save as. So to facilitate my understanding, so tomorrow I should not, there are a lot of Amos files with me, right? You would see so many Amos files are there. I should not get confused. So I am putting SRM Amos, okay, or SRM CFA. I am putting it as SRM CFA and clicking on the save button. Yes. Right. Once this is done, you are good to go with proceeding with the diagrams. Right. Once you come up here, so you can draw a diagram. Let me see. So we have F1 to F7. So totally 7 items. 7 plus 5, 12. 12 plus 8, 20. 20 plus 8, 28. Correct, no? So 28 items. So now I'm going to first do the CFA of CFA or the individual construct checking for F5. So F5 I have 7 items. So you click on this draw a latent variable or add an indicator to a latent variable button, and you would be capable of drawing this. Once you draw this circle, once you finish drawing this circle, you just have to add. If you just click one click, it will keep on adding the variables. So totally, I think 7. Right? Fi1 to Fi7. So ideally, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and another 7. Once you do that, right, you can just click on this rotate option. Right, rotate the indicators of a latent variable. You will find this rotate option. You can just click on that and you can rotate. Once you rotate that, you click on this move objects and you also click on this preserve symmetry, so that you will be able to move as the diagram as it is without disturbing any of the ends. Without disturbing this. Now, what is this particular construct? Well, what do you call this? Generally, this particular way of structuring, what do you call? What do you call this construct? what do you call this construct?
Sem.
Okay, sim. Then
EFA model, sir.
okay, CFA model. Okay. Any other? See, whenever we talk about constructs, generic understanding is there are two types of constructs. One, you call it as a formative construct. Another one, you call it as a reflective construct. If the indicators cause the construct, if indicators cause the construct, it is a formative construct. If indicators are caused by a latent variable, it is a reflective construct. Or to put it in a very simple understanding, if arrow marks move from indicators to the construct, it is formative. If arrow mark moves from the construct to the indicators, it is reflective. Now tell me, this model, this construct, is it a formative construct or a reflective construct?
Reflective construct.
Perfect. Right? It is a reflective construct. Why it is a reflective construct? Because indicators are caused by the latent variables. All right. So good. That shows good understanding. So I'm going to double click on this big circle. If you double click on this, it will ask you for variable name. So I'm just going to give it as Fi. I'm just going to give it as Fi. So once I click on this Fi, you can push this to Fi1. Gradually, slowly you have to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So all 7 items are needs to be pushed because I have only 7 items. Right? Once it is done, once this is done, the next step that you have to do is you have to click on this plugins and select name unobserved variables. Name unobserved variables. Right? Once you do that, you will find naturally all these small error terms which are associated with each of the indicators. Right? Each of the indicators error terms will be automatically taken care of. It is automatically taken care of. Now, you will also see a variable, a regression weight called 1. Right? A regression weight called as 1. It is automatically assigned. We did not keep 1. It is automatically assigned. So when it is automatically assigned, right, this 1 is basically kept to exhibit the relationship between the error terms and the latent variables. So Amos automatically fixes this. Because why it automatically fixes? Because there is no natural metric. It is a construct which we are constructing. So there is no natural metric. So automatically it assigns. So just in case in future, if we are going to remove any of this variable and such variable is assigned by Amos one regression weight, we have to assign that particular regression weight 1 to any other variable. Otherwise, your Amos will not run. Otherwise, your Amos will not run. So once you do that, this is called as a single construct, the only one construct. Once you are done with this, just come over here. The next to the data files, you will find something called as analysis properties. So just click on this analysis properties and click on output. Right? Click on output. And once you click on output, you click standardized estimates, squared multiple correlations, modification indices. Right? I think this, as of now, this is sufficient. Right? Minimization history, standardized estimates, squared multiple correlations, and modification indices. Right? Then just close this, and immediately next to it, you will find something called as calculate estimates. You just have to click on that. You just have to click on that. Once you click on that, right, you can click on this view text button. You can click on this view text button, and naturally it will take you through the output window. Now here you have to check. Basic minimal check, let us do. Right? Ideally, the one that we would look out for is GFI should be greater, should be at least 0.9. GFI value should be at least 0.9. It is falling short. It is just 0.874. CFI value should also be greater than 9 or greater than 9, which is good enough. Right? This is something creating a problem. RMSEA talks about root mean square errors. This basically talk about the error of the model. So if we expect this RMSEA value, we expect this RMSEA value to be lesser than 0.08. Right? We expect this RMSEA value to be lesser than 0.08. Now, what is the value here? What is the value here?
0.150.
0.150, which means it is greater than 0.08.
Right.
It shows, what does it tell, Mr. Gowtham? The model which you have, the construct which you have done, it's an error, lot of error. Too much of error. They are not good enough to tell you what. It is not adequate enough to measure the FI construct. Right? It is not good enough. Right? It is not good enough. So it says, now since you are a doctor, you need to rectify this problem. That is the understanding. Right? Since you are a doctor, you will have to rectify. So how can we rectify? This is where that CB based cell comes. Why this? Because there might be high degree of correlation between the items measuring the constraints or causing the latence variable. So ideally, we should relate them each other. So how can I check that? I can check that with the help of something called as modification indices, which has highest modification indices. It says what? E2 to E4. You see the modification indices 23, highest. It is very high. Now, here again, I would say there are two options available before you. The option which I am going to tell next can be considered depending upon certain situations relevant to your study. Right? Otherwise, you are not recommended to use it. Why? Because in the second part, okay, what you can do now, these two items are highly correlated, E2 to E4, E4 to E6. Somebody is creating problem when you are teaching in your class. What you will do? You are teaching in a classroom. One boy is creating lot of disruption, because of which the next person is also getting disturbed. Both right hand side person, left hand side person is also getting disturbed. What you will do?
We will say, please go outside the class.
Perfect. Likewise only, who is creating problem here for us?
It seems E6, E4.
E4 is creating problem for us, right? So this is what I was about to tell you before the first case. The second case is to remove such variables, but such, that is the highest punishment that you can give, right? That is the highest punishment that can be done. But other way that you can do, since here the error terms is very less, what you can first, you can give a try. Let me, so E2 to E4 has the highest modification indices. What you can do, so you can click on draw covariance, and you can draw a covariance between E2 to E4. E2 to E4. Alright, always remember, error to error you can draw covariance. Error to factor you cannot run covariance. Error to factor means I cannot draw covariance like this. Right? I cannot draw covariance like this. But I can draw like this. Now, I have drawn this because it is an indication that these two are related. So I'm just going to run. Now come back here, click on modification indices. Again, the problem is coming. Even after doing that, E1 to E7 is creating a problem. So come here and select E1 to E7. Right? So now if I click on, you would see there is no path change. There is no path change. There are no more problems. Now you come and see here, all your values would have been satisfied. See, CGFI greater than CFI, this one. RMSE is 0, perfect, there are no errors. Right? Let me go to analysis summary. Okay, fine. But let me do another thing also. So now this construct is confirmed. But, right? But let me show you the other approach also. Right? I am deleting this. And if you remember, the one that was creating problem for us was E4. Just remove that E4 and run the model again. And let's see what is the impact. If I just remove that E4 and if I run it out, let me see what is the impact. Still the same impact is continuing. I thought if I remove my E4, right, if something else is happening here, probably I could have removed. But here that proves to be meaningless. Right? That proves to be meaningless. So what I can do, I can proceed with the first case itself. What is the first case? What is the first case? Not I am going to retain the variables only. Right? I am going to retain the variables. Right? I think FI4 was the one which was missing. Right? I click once again. So because I thought if I remove, right, then if I check and let me see if there are any problems or that E1 to E7 issues arising or not, and it clearly told me that no. It clearly told me even if you remove that person, 1 to 7 is still a problem. Right? 1 to 7 is still a problem. So ideally, let's not go ahead with removing that. So now I would say, right, E1 to E7. So let's retain this. Maybe we might be required to delete some of the items when we go for full-fledged structure. So now I think as of now, this is perfect. This is what you call it as individual construct checking. Right? CFA, individual construct checking. Right? You can click on plugins and click on model fit measures, and you see a beautiful table coming, all showing excellent. All right, this cutoff value you should be aware of. The cutoff values you should be aware of. All right, so it should be between 1 and 3. We are well short of it. It's good. CFA should be greater than 0.95. Okay, RM, SR, SRMR, square root, mean, residual, that is also good. 0.06 is good. Peak close should be greater than, yes. So it shows what your model fit is excellent. Perfect. Your model fit is perfect. Now I want somebody to make a note of it. Ideally, I would request you all to note like this. Error variance we are drawing between E2 to E4. Right? Or you make a note like this. It is between FI6 to FI4. One error variance. Because when we go for a casual structure, overall CFA, right? When we go for an overall CFA, we might need to draw this. right? So what does this tell actually? What does this diagram tell? Of course, we got the constructs perfect, but what does it tell? What does it? What do they really tell? What do they really tell? What do they really tell?
Sir, I think you have to connect E2 to E6, but you have connected E2 with E8.
No, it's not E2 to E6. It was initially E2 to E4.
Yeah, but E4 we have removed, so it
That
should be-
variable again when I reinserted, it is labeled as not E4. It is labeled as E8.
Okay.
Okay. So I have drawn between E2 to E8. Ideally, E4 is nothing but a FI4. You understand the point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now what does this tell? Okay, model fit measures wise, it's all fine. Single construct is good. But what do they tell? What is just what you can infer from this?
Items F1,
Hmm.
those two items are similar.
They are some way or the other, they are interrelated. Some way or the other, they are interrelated. Right? Some way or the other, they are interrelated. That could have been avoided. Right? That could have been avoided. Right? But this isn't understood. So now, so I would request you all to make a note of this because I will ask at the end. I'll also make note. Okay, here. Here also I will make note. Right? E1 to, sorry, not E1. If I mention, because when we draw a full-fledged, we don't know which it is assigning E. So I'm going to draw for FI construct, I should draw FI4 to FI6, comma, FI7 to 1. Correct? This is done. Next thing that you have to do, delete this. Delete this one. Shall we check another construct or we will directly go into putting all together? What shall we do? Shall we do for all the construct individually or we can proceed with all put together?
Sir, first go individually.
Okay, perfect. So the next one is RP. RP, I have 5 items. So I'm going to click on this, draw this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I will click on rotate object and I will place it neatly here. Then I will click on move object. Preserve symmetry is already clicked, so I will keep it here. Once that is done, you can just click on this button PS1 sorry, RP1, RP2, RP3, RP4, RP5. Right? So click on this button. I'm just going to type. Double click on that circle. You will get RP. Once that is done, you click on plugins. Name unobserved variables. Name unobserved variables. And now you click on calculate estimates. Again, you need not go to analysis property because it would have been saved. Now you come to model fit. Very good. GFI is very good. CFI is very good. Again, RMSA is very bad. So what you have to do, click on modification indices, which has the highest, E4 to E5 has the highest. So I'm coming here, click on draw covariance, E4 to E5 highest. Run. Come back, check modification indices, perfect. Nothing is an issue. So in RP, I should draw RP1 to RP2. Both items are related. Let us cross check once again. Yes. Yes. This is acceptable fit. But if you would like to improve this further, right? If you would like to improve this further, what you can do, you can come back here and click on estimates. Click on estimates. But here also you cannot regression estimates are still good individually. It's all about 0.5. It's all about 0.5. Cannot do. So let's retain it, no issues. Right? So this is that. So RP did not trouble us much. Like FI did. So delete this. Move on to the third one. Move on to the third. The third one, you click on PS. How many PS? 8 PS. Okay. So you draw a circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you draw and yeah. So let's make this. We are having large number of variables, so there are possibilities of large corrections. Let's see. So PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, PS5, PS6, PS7, PS8. Once you do that, you click on plugins, name unobserved variables, run the show. Click on this, model fit, GFI poor, CFI poor, RMSE poor. So click on modification indices, you could see what? So many coming. Which has the highest modification indices?
E7 to E8.
E7 to E8. No, here you see, it is 12, no?
Yeah.
See, E3 to E4 is highest. So what
Right.
we do? Yeah, E3 to E4 we will draw. then run and come back here. I will come to modification indices again, which is the next highest, E2 to E5, right? Seems like E5 is creating lot of problems. E5 here creating a problem, here also creating a problem, here also creating that problem. Three problems, three times it is creating a problem, which means I need to draw this. Let me see after drawing this so that I can take a decision on that. Again, what does it say? E2 to E5. Okay, I'm drawing this E2 to E5. Run the show. Come here. Still E5 is coming. Still it is coming. So I'm going to just go right. Still he is disturbing. I'm going to just so tata bye bye. I don't want you. Now run the analysis and see modification indices E2 to E7. Sorry, E6 to E7. E6 to E7. I will check once again. Even after doing this, if it is still showing E2 to E7, I would no, I will not think. I will just go and delete it. Okay. Still you see E7 to E8 creating a problem. So I would say tata bye bye to E7. They are creating lot of troubles for me.
Asta?
Right now I have deleted that. Let me check modification. Perfect. Right, perfect. Right, so these two are troublers. Who are the troublers? PS2 and PS4 are troublers. So I have removed PS2 and PS4. All right, I'll just click on and check. Yes, we are getting excellent. All values are good. Right, all values. Hello,
There you
somebody is. I think somebody turned on your mic. Please unmute. Sorry, mute. Yes. So this is with respect to PS. So in PS, I have removed two variables, PS2 and PS4. So rest I am retaining. And covariance between PS5 and 6. Now delete. Right, now delete. Now come back. What is the next item? ID also I have 8. So come here, draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? Okay, I have not selected preserve symmetry. Yes. ID, I have selected. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I also make this IDP. Right? Now, click on plugins, name unobserved variables, correct, and run. As usual, definitely more items. So we could expect, yeah, so very poor, right? Very poor. So let's go. Which has the highest? E7 to E8 as the highest. And yeah, E7 coming 4 times, E8 coming. So E7 to E8. Run. Come here. Let's check. See, now we understand who is creating a problem for us. Who is creating problem for us?
E4 to E8.
No, E8 is creating a problem. If you remember, we draw only between E7 to E8.
Yes.
Even after doing that, still E8 is creating a problem here.
Okay.
See, and it has the highest MI also.
Okay.
So I am telling I have good enough variables with me because my sample size is also small. So I am deleting this. You are only problem creator. I will delete and run the show. Now, yes. Next one is E6 to E7. I'm going to give a chance for E7 now. After doing this, still, if it shows any problem, check out E7 also. No problem. Save. Right? No problem. Save. It is perfect. So we need to draw. Remove this IDP1. IDP1 removed. Okay. Covariance between
E6 to E7.
E6 to E7, which is nothing but IDP3 to 2.
Yes.
Perfect. Now every individual construct, it's good now, right? Because it satisfies the measures. It now satisfies the measures, right? But it still says what? Okay, you could still improve because it says IDP6 is creating a problem. Let me go and see. Let me come here. Model fit. RMSEA is still not doing better. RMSEA is not still doing better. So come here. So IDP 6. IDP 6. Here only the problem is coming. See. Estimate is very less. 0.144 only. So it is asking me you please delete IDP 6 also. So we delete IDP 6 as well. And run the show again. Let me check now. IDP 6 we removed now. Which one we removed? Oh, we removed IDP 3. I think I removed E6. So sad. IDP 3. Okay. IDP 6 I have to. So IDP 6. I'll remove. I will run. I think there was one correlation between this and this. Perfect. And now I run, check this out. Still RMSE is terrible. IDP 7. Run. IDP 3. Oops, something has happened. Wait, let us redraw. Going to run this. Should not keep on coming like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. IDP. Run the show. Come here. Modification indices E7 to E8. I'm running. Run the show. Come here. Check. No. Yes. E4 to E8. I will remove this E8. Run the show. I'll come here. No part change. No, it's coming. E6 to E7. Right? E6 to E7. Run the show. Click on this. Modification indices, no problem. RMSE is still a problem. Let's click on estimates. Maybe I'll just try here now. I'll just try to remove this as the lowest estimate here. IDP 2 has the lowest estimate. So I'll try this out. Run the show again. Click on this. Output. Modification indices. E4 to E6 again it is coming. E4 to E6. Run the show. Come here. Modification indices. Perfectly fine. Now it is perfect. RMSA is also less than 0.08. Right? It's good. It's good. It's good. But I think here it is considering 0.6. Maybe that's why it is showing terrible. Okay, it is acceptable. Okay, it is acceptable. Good. So here we are deleting IDP 1, 2. IDP 1 and 2 we are deleting. IDP 5 and 3 we are drawing covariance. Perfect. This is called a single construct CFS. Every individual construct you are doing. Clear? Why do we
Yes.
do this? Why do we move? Why should we do this individually, single wise? Why do we have to do this every time? Why it is better to go single construct than multiple construct together? Yes. Why should we do? But of course, this is not mandatory to do, but sometimes this would help, because when this is perfect and when you construct an overall, right, provided you have a good amount of sample size also, right, you will get the CFA done maximum in a single shot, right, maximum in a single shot. But that sample size should be little bigger. In our case, it is very less, right? Let's go ahead. Done. Once this is done, now delete all. So now delete all this. Let's run a full-fledged show, right? So ID FI127, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think in this we never removed anything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next one is 5, right? So draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make this. Right. I think in PS we removed PS2 and 4. So totally we should have 6 items. Run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 only. Yes. This is good. Okay. Now, yeah. This is PS, correct? No? Yeah. So I have removed 2 and 4. So this is FI. This is RP. RP. Now PS2 and 4 I have removed. So 1, 3, 4, 4 is removed, no? 2 and 4 is 5, 6, 7, 8. Once that is done, and now IDP is only pending. In IDP, we removed 1 and 2. Correct? IDP, we removed 1 and 2. So come here, draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rotate. Double click on it. IDP 1, 2, okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, sorry. It is not one. It is 7. IDP 8. Okay, IDP 8. Now we will start drawing name unobserved variables. Now we can start drawing covariance. Covariance in the first case would be 4 to PI 4 to PI 6. This is one covariance. And 7 to 1 is another covariance. Then here it is between 1 and 2. PS it is between 5 and 1. 5 and 1. Then it is IDP, it is between 5 and 3. 5 and 3. Now, once you do this, right, you have to select this single selection button and select all the constructs. Select all the construct. Click on plugins and select draw covariances. Select draw covariances. So covariances will be naturally drawn. Now deselect this using deselect object, all objects. Once this is done, on the bottom you will find something, an option called as resize the path diagram to fit on a page. Just click on that. So everything will come within the diagram. Now let's run. Now let's run and click on the table. Okay, GFI is not improving. CFI is also not happy. RMSCA is also not happy. So click on modification indices. Which has the highest? I think this is the highest, 14.706. 14.706 is the highest. And next highest is 11.863. So what I'm going to do now, just wait. E7 to E12. E7. Where is E7? Okay, it is here. Where is E12? It is here. Says these two items are correlated. Let me run the show. I need to check. E2 to E12 is still continuing. So which means, what if I remove E12? Run. Model fit. Slightly improved. Yes. Now, which is the next highest? I could see something 7, 8 is there, 9 is there,
9 is the highest.
9 is the highest. And who is creating problem here? 21, it should be either 21 or 7. Again, 7 is repeatedly coming. Let me delete it. Maybe because of that high degree of correlation. Done. Checks now. Modification, model fit. Okay, little bit improvement. Okay. Which is the next highest now? E24. Anywhere E24 is there?
No, E9.
Here it is there, no?
No, E9 is there.
E9.
E4 to E9. 9.11.
Okay, 9.11 is there. E4 to E9. Any other place E9 is repeating? Any other place E9 is repeating? Yes.
I think no.
It is repeating here. E6, that is also quite higher. So some either E4 or E9 is a culprit now. Okay. So I'm going to delete any of these two are correlated. So I'm going to delete E4. Run. Any of both are related means I can retain any one. Okay. Now which is the highest? Let us go and check here. Okay, CFI I am satisfied. CFA I am satisfied. RMSCA not okay. So which is the next highest? Is this the highest? 8.498. E8 to E24. E24 any other place? No. E24 we could.
E8 to E24.
Okay. So which means E24 is not appearing in any other place. But E8 is appearing so many places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Which means that is creating a problem. Which is E8. So delete it. Now, if I run the show, right? If I run the show, what it is showing? Model is unidentified. Why? Because E8 has that constraint. If you remember when I discussed, we had a constraint of 1. That constraint was assigned by Amos to E8 only. Since it is not done, you double click on this, click on parameters. You will find, you can choose anything you want. There is no hardened rule that this particular variable only should be given one. Any variable you can select and click on parameters, give this one. And now you see that statement will not come. See, now it is achieved. Now come to model fit. GFI is only creating a lot of problems. RMSA is also almost near. We want it to be less than 0.08. Who is the next troubler? Which is the next highest? E14.
Yes.
E14, anywhere it is coming? Any other place E14 is coming? No. Which means culprit is E6. Where is E6? Yes. Run. Come over here. 804. RMSA would have come down. Yes. Good. But if I run this, it will see now, it will show this is okay. Acceptable. It will show if this is acceptable. Why? Because I'll tell you why. Because this criteria never considered GFI. Ideally, if you are going to refer this HU and Bentler's criteria fit, if you are going to say, sir, I wanted to stop with this, I don't want to further move ahead with deleting this, I would request you to cite this article. I'll copy paste this, copy, and you can stop your CFA here. This is perfect, acceptable. You can cite this one. Or if you want everything to be coming as excellent, you want, sir, this also I want it to be excellent, you should move little more further. Right? Ideally, you can stop here. This is an acceptable one. But let's proceed further. Why not try for excellence? Sorry. Who is the next problem creator? Which is the next highest? 7.580, E19. E15 to E19.
E15 should be removed.
E15 should be removed, appearing 2 times. Where is E15? See, E15 deleted. Done. Let's see. Now model fit. Okay. SCA still. Which is the next highest now? 7.951. E17. E9. Both are appearing 2 times. Correct. So what we will do? We will run a check mark. E9 to E17. Okay, I am running this and just see who are all coming again. Who is coming again? E17 is coming again. 9 is not coming. So I'll delete this.
You should remove 17.
E17 is coming back. Correct, no? So delete this fellow. Run. Okay. Now which is the next highest? Which is the next highest? I think this one. 7.890. E23. Which is E23? Here. This boy. In IDP. He is there. Correct, no? That is the highest. E23. Edit. Run. Who is next highest? 6.976, but it is between error to factor. You cannot do anything that you cannot avoid. So that you should not draw. So next highest is E3 to E10. Again, E3 is only coming so many times. So
And E10 is also repeated at least 3 times.
is it?
Yeah, I have seen 3 times E10.
Is it? Okay, let me see again. If that is the case, then E10 should be removed. Where E10 is repeated, it is also creating error to factor. So better remove E10.
But below this.
Yeah. Where is E10? Yeah, this one. Let's do this. Okay, but if we delete this, It is creating a problem. So we need not remove that. What was that E10? Anybody remember what is that E10? RP3, I guess. Can somebody tell me why it showed a negative variance? Can somebody tell me why it showed a negative variance? Why it showed a negative variance? Why it showed a negative variance? The reason I'll tell you, in Amos, minimum for every construct, you should at least have 3 items. Minimum 3 items you should have for every construct. Okay, so E25 we cannot touch. Which is the next highest? E3. Where is E3? Okay, minimum construct. So hereafter Fi also I cannot touch. Let's run. See. Yes. E21. Who is E21? This. History. Okay, I cannot do anything here. See GFI. GFI is still poor, but RMSE is fine. What I can do? E16 to E19. Is it between the same? No. And then what I do, I come here. I click on estimates. And which is E16. E16 is PS6. E19 is IDP8. I make note. PS6. IDP8. IDP8. Then PS6. Both are good estimates one day. E22 to E24, it is showing a covariance. Okay, we have drawn that. Okay, what we can do? Who is very poor? PS 6.98. I'll try removing PS6, which is okay. After this, I cannot go beyond this. Actually, this is the maximum thing that I can do. Now model fit is okay. Now you see. All got excellent. Right? All got excellent. Now this is your multiple construct CFA. This is your multiple construct CFA. Now, why I took the liberty of deleting maximum thing? Because I took that liberty because my sample size is very small. What is my sample size here? 81. So that's why it is restricting me to 3, 6, 9, 13. Normally we require for every item, we minimum require 5. So 13 into 5 are how much? 65. So somewhat nearer. Again, depending upon the respondent's bias, all such things. This is my construct. This is a multiple construct CFA. Clear? Any doubt? This is multi-construct CF. Tomorrow what we will do, very simple. From tomorrow our job is simple. Remove all these covariances, draw a regression and check. Draw a regression and check if there is any mediation, moderation effects. Right?
Sir, I
doubt?
have a doubt. Sir, I have a doubt. How you justified that sample size, sir, which is around 80? How you justified, sir, the last sentence, the calculation you did finally know? The way you justified some 15 into something.
13 into 5. That is normally we have that thumb rule. Thumb rule we say basically it is not even 5. That is a very low measure which I told you. For every item we expect at least minimum 10. That is a thumb rule. We call it as a thumb rule. So if you have 40 items, minimum informally, unsystematically, if you wanted to just have a rough figure of a sample, you say 40 into 10, you minimum collect 400. But when you scientifically test, that may not be a necessary. But it is just a mind rough calculation, an unsystematic way of understanding. But you have to really go and check, calculate your sample size properly. Those techniques we use, when it is very difficult to estimate the sample size. When you have unknown population, you can either look out for some online tools to calculate the number, or you can roughly calculate like this. Fine, ma'am?
Okay, sir. Sorry, sir. Actually, just now I joined, so because of that
No
only
problem, no
I
problem.
couldn't connect.
That is just for the consultation. That you not normally when we discuss, we say at least minimum to avoid all the errors, normality problems. Because why we give the 10? Because if you take only 10, when you refine all such things, it will come to 7 or 8. So we tell that 40 into 7, 280, which is a good sample. Again, yesterday, as I told you, no?
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah. So it will normally cross 200. So still there are chances your data will meet the normality. If you keep 5, no, what will happen? You need to be very pakka. 40 into 5, 200 exact, yesterday the number that we discussed. But you should be strong enough that there won't be any respondent bias, all such things. Right? So that is the idea. Right? Any doubts? Any doubts, clarifications? Hope you learned today how to do a individual construct CFA and multiple construct CFA.
Sir, how long it will take to drive this car independently. You have shown us how to drive this model.
Yeah. How much time?
You have given the demo.
Yeah.
We
So
completely understood.
initially it will take you hours and hours, but as you practice more and more, you will be able to get it very fast. Practice 5 times, 10 times, or at least one time a day. You will naturally get it. Yes, Shilpa ma'am, you have raised your hand. Any doubts?
It is really very interesting.
Thank you, ma'am. Shilpa ma'am, you have any doubts? No.
No, sir.
Kavita ma'am? Kavita E ma'am. You also raised hand. Any doubt?
Excuse me,
No,
sir.
sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
No,
Sir,
sir. Not.
by deleting certain items, whether those item has to be deleted from the questionnaire itself, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Ideally.
Okay.
Or you can show your questionnaire in the reporting. When you report the results, you have to tell
Okay.
that you have deleted these things.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
But normally that is not very well recommended. Why I went here? Because I know my sample size is very small. So I bravely took the decision. But maybe in the same case, if I have increased my sample size with 200, which I told yesterday, probably I may not be required to delete also.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Deleting, you always keep it as the last resort. Deleting, you always keep it as a last resort. But naturally, when your sample sizes are very high, you will not find any issue. It will naturally get it done. Yes,
Okay.
Kavita ma'am, you are telling something. Sorry, I missed.
Sir, I don't have this software. Can I get the pirated one?
No, don't go for pirated one. I would recommend to go with the trial version whenever you are using for the thesis.
Sir, I have taken it once. Now they are not allowing us to give
Use
the
a
trial
different
version
medium.
again.
Use a
Because they
different.
have noted the IP address of my laptop.
Okay. That might be an issue.
So what to do in this case?
What to do in this case? That's a good question. Check out with friends, other universities. But because I don't recommend for pirated one, especially when you go for thesis, that could also be traced. That is the reason. And whenever you are publishing also, it could be traced. For practice, all such things, it's okay. But when you are going for publication or when you are going for thesis, it's ideally good that you take the licensed one because people can trace it out. Now, in systems have improved much better. No, so better check with your friends, networking. If they can able to help you, that would be better. Yes. Okay. If there are no more questions, Monica ma'am, we can conclude this session.
Sir, yesterday you said you will share many.
Yeah. I still remember. I will share by tomorrow end of the day.
Okay.
All the materials. I'll make it as one zip file and I will mail to the organizers. Let them share it with you. I'll share the data set and few research papers also. Don't worry, I have taken all the papers.
Okay, sir.
You could see here. See. I'll show.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank
Even
you, Gautam
well
sir.
done, sir.
Thank you,
Sweet.
Gautam sir, for the wonderful section.
Thank you,
As we
sir.
come to, as we come to the conclusion of yet another insightful day in our workshop on
Yes.
SPSS and Amos, it is my honor and privilege to extend my heartfelt note of gratitude to all of you who have made today's section a resounding success. First and foremost, it is my immense gratitude. I extend a sincere thanks to our distinguished guest speaker, Dr. Gautam, for gracing us with an enlightening and enriching section. Your expertise, passion, and dedication have been instrumental in guiding us through the tangle of SPSS and unraveling the confirmatory factor analysis, multiple construct, and validation. Your clarity and explanation, patience in addressing our queries, and commitment to and conducting learning environment have truly enriched our understanding and inspired us to explore new horizons in statistical analysis. I also wish to extend my sincere thanks to all the participants who active participation, insightful questions, and to learn have made our discussion engaging and enriching. Once again, thank you to everyone who have contributed to the success of today's section. Your passion, dedication have made this workshop a truly rewarding experience. And I look forwarding to continuing our journey of discovery and growth together in the days ahead. Thank you all. Thank you, sir, for the wonderful section. Participants are requested to fill the feedback form, which is posted in chat box and YouTube chat box. Thank you, Gautam, sir.